Hey, welcome to Mack Flash Trivia. My name is Francois. I'll be your host for the next little bit. This is Seriously Trivia Live. Welcome, one and all. Happy Friday, first of all, and welcome to the weekend. I hope you're ready to go. I am all fired up. I got a new comfortable chair. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh, look at it. It's all like comfy and squishy, and thank you to Kevin for that. That's awesome. I got my party shirt on. It's time for party shirt time, especially because we have a very special night tonight. Bunch of teams joining us in the room for the game, plus our usual shenanigans, if you will. We got our shot of the night in round number 2, and tonight, yes, let's get it out of the way. Tonight's the night where I will be eating the worm. That's right, I've reached the end of the bottle of mezcal. I am left with one bonus size shot and one single worm. Actually, I took it out of the bottle today. If you guys didn't get a chance to check it out on Instagram. There it is. Oh, look at that beauty. Look at that thing. All right, so I've got it its own little shot glass right here. That's for later. And like I said, a bonus sized shot. Oh, I'll put that far away from me for now. Oh boy, there it is. We got ourselves a bunch of people, so let's get started. It's Seriously Trivia tonight. We're gonna play some trivia with you guys. That's why you're here, so might as well, right? We've got Seriously Trivia is a different type of trivia. It's recommended that you get either a whiteboard or a notepad to jot down your answer, and maybe even an optional scoreboard to keep track of your score. This is how it's going to work. We got 10 rounds of 3 questions in each half of the game. We got 2 halves tonight, so you're going to be playing 20 rounds total. Every round is a mix of puzzles and trivia, so it depends on which one you pick. It could be just full-on trivia questions. It could be a full-on puzzle for you to figure out, so you have to depend on your team. During the questions, you'll pick your categories. The categories will come up, and each of them will contain 3 to 5 questions for you to answer. You will answer those discreetly on your boards or notepads, because immediately after, I will be revealing the answers, and then you'll be able to mark your own sheet or board as we go. Make sure you do keep track of your score and tally it up for the end so we have a total, and of course share it in the chat with everyone else who's playing. We've got a bunch of people in there who are just dying for a little bit of friendly competition. So that's how tonight goes. And when it comes to the categories, what I like to do is just have you guys shout them out in the chat. I'll look down as I see them. I'll write them on my little trusty whiteboard over here, and I'll go in that order. It's you know what? We're just here to have fun. That's the whole point. No prizes will be given. I honorable mentions, maybe. I might say your name. You know, if you're cool and whatnot, you say something funny in the chat, and then we'll move on. We'll have some fun. You guys ready? Okay, let's play. Sip. Cheers, everybody. Oh, label out. Label out. Cheers, everybody. Let's check out your categories for this first Seriously Trivia, this first round. We're talking about Life on the Chain Gang, of course. EGIE, Melting Point, No Loitering, Spoiler Alert, Quiz On, Same But Diff, Songs in the Key of, First Name Basis, and Retro Fig. And the shouts are already starting in the in the chat. We get someone saying Chain Gang right away. So we're going to start with the Chain Gang for Mario because it is a favorite of his. And then we get Melting Point coming up. Melting Point. And then Spoiler Alert. I'll take a look at the rest of your suggestions immediately after because we want to get started with this game. Here it is. Thank you so much for being here. Sarah, you're here. That's awesome. And that goes out to all of the Sarahs, but also Sarah Taylor, who said hello in the chat there. Let's take a look. Life on the Chain Gang. It begins like this. 900 possible points in this game because in each box, I'm going to give you 5 words. The 3 in the middle contain blanks, and those are the ones I would like you to figure out. Now, the trick is that, for example, or as in the example, you can use every word with the next one to form a common expression or saying. For example, here we've got Black Beauty, Beauty Sleep, Sleep Tight, and tight spot. And no, I still have not fixed that B in beauty. I don't know what's up with that. In every one, you're going to have to do this, which means you can get up to 900 or 9 points for your team, no matter what denomination you choose to use. Let's get started. There's only 20 seconds on the clock for you to do so, maybe 25. And it starts with this one. It's hard to do the shout outs to the teams, but I really want to do it. We got Grandma's on Zoom. We've got the Christ Punchers. We've got, who else is here? Tons of people. Strathroy Bombers. COVID Conman. Hillary Clinton's pantsuits. That's a great name. Let's take a look at your next chain gang coming up. 3 more to figure out. I'll try to stay quiet for a little bit so you can figure it out. We got Team Mack Trash in the house. Nice to see you. The Willettes are here. What else we got? We got Team Mom. We got Lamplighters. We got the Hackers. We got a bunch of people. Let's take a look at your next and last chain gang. Another 3 points going to your team. It wouldn't be trivia if I didn't mention Gloglies and the Elephant in the Room. Newsflash, Dad's new girlfriend is totally fake. No, like, look at her. She's 2 coconuts, red licorice, and a mop head. How long are we going to ignore this in the house? I do appreciate the creative names. Those are the ones that really get to me. You know, it shows you care. You know what I mean? All right, everybody, lock in those answers. You should have 9 words on your board, and they should correspond to my words that I have right here. The first one we were looking for goes like this. Friendly fire, fire engine, engine trouble, troublemaker. So fire, engine, trouble. Those are the words we got ourselves in number 2, Life on the Chain Gang. Dark magic, magic marker, marker drawing as opposed to a pencil drawing, and a drawing board. There you have it. 1, 2, 3, magic marker drawing. And for your last one, football field, field test, test tube, tube socks. Fire, engine trouble, magic marker drawing, field test tube. All of those words get you a point. And mark yourself down for that, share it in the chat, and I'll see you back at the front. Quick shout out to the Twenton Quarantinos, Team Squirmy Wormy, Team RIP the Worm, Hackers, Ms. Wong, hello. And who else? Oh boy, bunch of people. Thank you so much. Sorry if I ignored you, but this game moves on so fast. I don't want to keep you from playing it too long. Your next category, we had melting point coming up in the game. Melting point is going to be that one where normally in MEL, these would be words that contain MEL in it, but these are actually, it's a little bit of a twist. These are all questions about famous Mels. So there you go, famous Mels coming up, 3 of them, and let's see what you got. The brains behind Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles, the producers, and many more. Hello to Diploids and Dongs. Welcome to the game. Hello, Greenwood's Glory Holes as well. You guys should talk. So should the Naughty Hookers. Question number 2 in the famous Mels category. The Spice Girls had 2 Mels, Melanie C and Mel B. Give their respective spices. You have to know which is which. It's hard to keep track of the chat, so I'm sorry if you send a correction or something. I didn't notice that there might have been a question about fire escape in the chain gang. I can't exactly remember what it is. There's too much trivia in here and not enough important things, so I can't vouch for it right now, but judging from the source, I'm willing to entertain arguments as well. Let's take a look at your next one. After Louisa Adams in 1825, who is the only other foreign-born First Lady of the United States? And there we go. 3 questions about famous Mels. That's what we were looking for. And 4 possible points in this one because number 2 had 2 answers in it for you, but you had to be specific as to which is which. You can't just write down 2 answers. We did ask respectively. Let's take a look at your answers. And let's take a look at my answers. Mel Brooks is the brain behind all of these wonderful parodies, including Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, Robin Hood Men in Tights, The Producers, and all sorts of others. Mel Brooks is what we were looking for. In the next one, Sporty is Mel C, and Scary is Mel B. An easy way to remember is to go C like sporty and B like be scary. I understand you could also say the opposite, but that works. The best way to not mix those up at all is to completely forget about the Spice Girls altogether. That's a whole way you could do that, I guess. And finally, your last Mel, Melania Trump. She's the second foreign-born First Lady after Louisa Adams in 1825. A little bit of history and a little bit of modern history. Give yourself a point for each of those, and I'll see you back at the front menu. Thank you to our sponsors this week, including Brewed Up Creations, a pop culture obsessed one-woman show specializing in all types of vinyl creations, including decals, cups, and t-shirts. Make sure you do check them out on Facebook at Brewed Up Creations, and if you do place an order with Brewed Up Creations, make sure you mention Mack Flash for a very special discount. Taking a look at my list here, I'm only up to 3. I did see some other stuff that have been chatted, but I can't scroll back that far, so I'm going to go with spoiler alert, and then I want some new call-outs, man. Give me some categories. What do you want to see? We're going to go with spoiler alert right now. And spoiler alert is great. It is a television category this time. These are all spoilers from TV. And I tell you what, they're not from last year or nothing. You know what I mean? So you should really have seen all of these shows. These should not technically be spoilers. If you did decide to revisit these series because you haven't seen them, I apologize. Turn away if you have time. Let's take a look at spoiler alert, starting with this one. In the end, as she gets off the plane, and after years of will they, won't they, they do. Number 2 in Spoiler Alert Television Edition. Spoiler alert, Sophia was in the barn the whole time. And finally, number 3. Spoiler alert, Deb kills the Guerta. And there you have it. That's Spoiler Alert Television Edition, featuring spoilers from all of your favorite shows. And they're only spoilers if you haven't seen them. And chances are you have seen these shows. They're very, very popular. Let's take a look at my answers. Compare them to yours. There were 3 of them for 3 points. And the first one was, of course, Friends. Yes. New Friends trivia coming very soon to the Mack Flash channel. FYIzers. We had this competition as to whether we should do part 2 of The Office or part 2 of Friends. And Office won by a landslide. But there were still a lot of big Friends fans out there, and that's coming very soon. Friends part 2. Be on the lookout. The Walking Dead. They spent so much time looking for that girl, and I gotta say, you want to see a guy get really sweaty really fast? We had no internet here for about a minute, so I'm sorry if you missed something. We're back now. I got the mic on. Thank you so much. Now there's the exercise in delay that I was talking about before. Okay, we're back. We're excellent. We're in good shape here. Everyone's here. Okay, thank you so much. Andre Raymond, thank you for joining us in the chat. You seem to have a lot of questions. We're playing some trivia right now. All you got to do is join in. Feel free to use the chat to share your comments and your scores, and keep track of your answers at home. We'll be revealing, as we go. Yeah, you've been here. You saw it. You saw how it goes. Everybody joining us now, thank you so much. We got our next category coming up. It is songs in the key of. The internet's back. We're back. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby. Songs in the key of Ouroboros. Do you know what Ouroboros is? Ouroboros is the snake eating its own tail. You know, the end meeting the beginning, the looping, if you will, of events. These are songs that begin and end with the same lyric. So you've got the same lyric that opens and closes the song. I'm going to give you that lyric, and I've made it a little better where I'm going to include the name of the artist as well. So once you have those two, hopefully you can figure out what song I am talking about. Let's take a look. Give the song title for each lyric that opens and closes the song. You took your coat off, stood in the rain. You were always crazy like that. Benny boy, your dog just liked the video with her nose. That is one of the smartest dogs I have ever heard of, by the way. Everyone should be smarter or as smart as this dog, and make sure to hit the like button on this video. Thank you. Let's keep moving with number 2, songs in the key of Ouroboros. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination, by the 4 Non-Blondes. What song is this? And finally, songs in the key of Ouroboros. I just like saying Ouroboros, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed. You say I only hear what I want to. Lisa Loeb. What's the name of that song? And there you have it. That's your song category for this half of the game. I think there's a little bit more music coming out throughout the night, so make sure you do stick around if you enjoy that. These were all songs that start and end with the same lyric, bringing, the beginning to an end sort of thing. And I've got a fun fact about something for that later. Let's take a look at the answers. The first lyric was from Foolish Games by Jewel. Foolish Games, that's right. Great song. Although I think I know her other one better. I forget what the name of that one is. I never said I was good at playing trivia, guys. I just write the stuff. Number 2, What's Up by the Four Non-Blondes. It's not called What's Going On. Fun fact. I mean, you're at home, no one's checking your paper, it's between you and God now, but if you wrote What's Going On, technically you're wrong. It is called What's Up. Some people were like, great song in the chat, agreed, except overplayed, just overplayed. And I heard a terrible version of it at karaoke one time, and it wasn't even that it was a karaoke, it was a karaoke version by a person singing, but at an actual show. So I was like, kind of like that Puddle of Mud Nirvana cover, you know? Ugh. Puts a sour taste in your mouth. And Stay by Lisa Loeb. That's right, Stay by Lisa Loeb. One of the last independent released to hit number 1 on the Billboard charts, and the one to do that 14 years later and surpass it, take away its record, was Macklemore and Ryan Lewis with Thrift Shop. So, hey, fun facts. Let's give yourself a score for each of those. We were just looking for the names of the songs, and you get 1 point each. That's out of 3. Thank you to Cartoon Kingdom for returning back as one of our sponsors. They're safely reopening their storefront this week with limited hours, Monday through Saturday. They're also continuing to offer curbside pickup and local delivery. Make sure you do check out Cartoon Kingdom on Facebook to learn more, or browse their full store online at cartoonkingdom.ca. We're back at the front, and I've got songs scratched off my list, and we're down to Retro Fig. That is the one people were asking for. After that, first name, then same diff, then EGIE, and I think, ooh, excuse me, my gut's preparing for that worm. It's been a little nervous since about 4 o'clock today when I saw it and held it for the first time. We got Retro Fig coming up right now. It is your picture round. Oh, hey, that's not what I meant to do. Let's get back there. Get back there, my friend. All right, I hope this, don't mess with me here. There it is. Retro Fig is your picture round. I want you to name the movie represented here by the Lego minifigs. They've been drawn and imagined by people as what they would look like. And here's the second hint for you. They're all 80s movies. That's right. They're all movies from the 80s represented by Lego minifigs. Those are the little characters with the yellow heads and the weird cup holder hands, you know what I mean? That's my impression of a Lego minifig, by the way. I wouldn't be able to hold on to this marker. It'd be very awkward. Oh yeah, somebody edit that, all right? That's a good video right there. Yeah, that's a good one. 5 of them coming up. Keep some room on your board, because here it is. Number 1. I want this one. And there you have it. That was Retro Fig Your Picture Around. Did I say that song was Foolish Games by Jewel? Is that what I said? I'm pretty sure that's what I said. And I just looked it up. We could just easily do this. It's right here. Well, you can't see it now because you're just seeing a reflection of my phone. But there you go. Foolish Games. You took your coat off, stood in the rain. You're always crazy like that. So I don't know what the argument is. If I got it wrong, I got it wrong. Make sure you go with the other thing. If I got it right, well then, hey me, I can stop being sweaty again. Let's take a look at your answers for these 5 pictures coming at you right now. We were talking about the retro minifigs, and there's a lot of movie fans in here, especially a lot of the Mack Flash team that really, really want those. Understandably, of course. We were looking for Predator at number 1. That's what we were looking for. Number 2, it's Big Trouble in Little China. I remember seeing that movie when I was probably way too young to see it, and it is great. What a great movie. Tron. Absolutely love that movie. Tron, that's so great. 1982 version, possibly one of the greatest things to happen as a child. Blade Runner, admittedly, never seen it. Nope, never seen it. Haven't seen 2049. Haven't seen the original. Haven't seen the director's cut. Nope. I have little interest in seeing it because I hear it's like one of those it's one of those super smart oh my god you gotta see, but apparently it's slow and nothing happens. So I don't know. If I'm in the mood to listen to people talk, maybe I'll listen to it. And Beverly Hills Cop coming in at number 5. That's a definite yes. That's a definite seen it. All of them, even the crappy third one, which is still pretty good. So there you have it. Give yourself a point for each of those. The chat's blown up. I'm assuming my Blade Runner comments have reached you. We'll see you guys at the front. All right, next up on my list, after you guys give us all of your scores, we got a lot of great scores, a lot of 5 out of 5 and some 4 out of 5 in here. Very, very nice indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway through the game already for this round, but after this, another 10 categories are loaded up and ready to go for you, so don't go anywhere and keep track of your score. Let's do this all night and keep tally of your score so we know at the end what your total was. Feel free to join us in the chat, of course, if you haven't done so. It's simple enough as creating your joining in with your Google account, creating a YouTube account. You can be in the chat and chat with us as well. Share your scores and find out all the fun things that people are saying about me. Yep, all good. All right, next up we got first name basis, another movie category, so you guys sure know how to pick them. First name basis is a fun game I came up with where it can be applied to all sorts of domains, movie, TV, and music. In this case, it's movie edition. Name the movie for each group of characters' first names. I'm actually going to give you a year, and then I'm going to give you only the first names of the characters, and all you have to do is tell me what movie this is. If you're ready, it starts with this one right here. 2003, Jack, Will, and Elizabeth name the movie. All right, background music. Do something cool and play something great. There we go. Oh, that sounds more exciting. I like that. Let's take a look at First Name Basis Movie Edition number 2, 1994. It's a movie with the characters called Vincent, Butch, and Jimmy. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, it's just me and the gang came up with like a drinking game that we would die of alcohol poisoning for any time anybody who enters the chat and just like joins us just randomly, like good old Snake from Animal Crossing. Thank you, Snake, for being here and watching. I do appreciate it. Welcome to the game. Welcome to the game. It was just a fun intro. Hello, I'm Snake. Well, hello, Snake. Let's take a look at your next category. Yes. 2011. It's a movie with characters called Annie, Lillian, Megan, and Bryn. Of course, anyone joining us is welcome to play along. It was just a funny intro, but I do love when new people walk in, and we've had some people that showed up just last Wednesday and ended up staying till the rest of the game. They're like, this is great, I'm gonna come back for sure. And that's, if you're here right now, stick around for one game, you'll totally get it, and then you'll be hooked for the rest of the night. So thank you so much for joining us, and make sure you do tell your friends about it as well. Let's take a look at first name basis. 3 movies is what we were looking for in this one, and it went like this. The first one, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, the first Pirates of the Caribbean. If you wrote Pirates of the Caribbean 1, that is fine as well. Technically, I guess it would fit a couple of movies as well, but not for that year. Ah, that's the trick. Therein lies the rub. Yes. Let's take a look at your next one. Pulp Fiction coming in at number 2. We haven't talked about that movie in a while. It seemed like for a while we talked about it all the time. And there it is. It's back, poking its little nose in our affairs. And Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids. There you go. Another movie. Add that to the list of movies I have not seen. That's right. Yeah. Shocking the world one revelation at a time today. That's what's going on. Yeah. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen. That's right. Boink. Give yourself some points. I'm doing some cleanup over here. I love this song. I hum this song daily, randomly. Just randomly we'll start singing this song. Same diff is up, then EGIE, which means no loitering and quiz on are left. I can't believe you guys didn't jump on the Lloyds. Last week there were no Lloyds in round 1. Everyone's like, where's the Lloyds? And there they are. I put them in round 1. No one's asking for them. That's cool. We're going to do same but diff at this point. It's one of my favorite games, Homophones. They're right there in their right place. Oh, that's a beautiful sentence, by the way. I looked at that sentence again today, and I thought, I patted myself on the back. I was like, good job, buddy. That's a great sentence. I'm going to give you a sentence like that in the box. The box is, they're going to have some gaps in them. Those gaps can be filled with words that sound the same but are spelt differently. Hence, homophones. If you're ready, there's 3 of them, and your words should fit in the context of the sentence. This isn't just Mad Libs, all right? Let's take a look. It's not made for cutting wood, but this sharp rock sure blank as a blank. People are wondering if there was a Weezer question on Wednesday. There was not. There wasn't one on Monday either. I broke the cycle. I decided to break that cycle. We're going to have to form a new obsession. By the way, I want to, speaking of it, hello to Zac Efron. Zach, if you're watching, thank you so much again for your continued support. Really, honestly, couldn't ask for a better fan. Thank you very much. Hi to Zach. Next question, same but diff. He couldn't find anything else, so he killed the spider with a few blank of his blank candle. And finally, before he assembled the woodwind instrument, Adolf carried his blank in many blank. Well, there you have it. That is your homophone category. Same but different. Takes on different shapes this game, and I do enjoy myself a good word puzzle. Let's take a look at your answers. Now, you will be only getting 1 point per box, so this is out of 3, because here's the thing. Once you get one word, the other one sounds the same, so it shouldn't take too long to find a different spelling of that word that makes sense, all right? So 1 point for the pair, and let's take a look. This sharp rock is definitely not made for cutting wood, but it sure acts as an axe. There you go. Axe. That's what I was looking for there. Number 2, he couldn't find anything else, so he killed the spider with a few whacks of his wax candle. I guess that doesn't work if you're from the South, because you would say whacks and then wax, so that would not be the same at all. And number 2, before he assembled the woodwind instrument, Adolf carried his sax in many sacks. It sounds quite inconvenient, but it is for the purpose of this puzzle. Also, fun fact, the inventor of the saxophone was called Adolf Sax. Thank you to Above and Beyond Massage Therapy Clinic, Windsor's award-winning clinic in Windsor with 6 registered massage therapists to help you with your aches and pains, offering innovative techniques such as Medi-cupping, Thai yoga massage, bamboo fusion, and myofascial release. They have direct billing to insurance companies available, so make sure you visit them on Facebook or on their website at abmassage.ca. I'm trying to look it up right now. I'm having a hard time figuring out. Is axe spelled A-X-E or A-X? What did I write A-X? And am I being French? I think there's an E in axe. So there you have it. There you go. Boom. What do we have here coming up next? It looks like it's E-G-I-E. This is a fun one as well. Sax, I looked up, is made of brass, but it's a woodwind instrument because it uses a wooden reed. I know this question used to say brass, and now it says woodwind as of today. Ha! Go figure. Go figure. I know, right? So, no, that'd be really great if Zac Efron joined. E-G-I-E, you're next. E-G-I-E is another one of those fun word puzzles. You're welcome, Sarah. For each definition, give both similar words that often get mixed up. This case, I will give you 1 point for every word you get correct, because you have to get both correct. Each set of definition will give you 2 words that are often used incorrectly. For example, then and than that are interchanged all the time by people. So if you're ready, let's take a look at these 3. E-G-I-E, which would have been another great example of words getting mixed up. One is to receive. The other is to exclude. 2 words, very similar, often get mixed up. Let's take a look at your next one. The first means many. The other means to distribute or assign. And last but not least, two words very similar that often get mixed up. One means tightly stretched. The other is to drive or provoke. Bingo bango, that's how we tango. I want to make that my catchphrase, by the way. If anybody else uses it, please let me know. I don't want to copyright infringe anybody. So, but bingo bango, that's how we tango. That's my line now. Let's take a look at these words, and you will be getting a point for each one you got correct. So 6 points in this one, only because, you could have come up with a different pair, and maybe you weren't exactly right as to what I was looking for. E.g., i.e. First one, the words that get confused all the time because they are very close. Accept and accept. One is to receive something, to accept something, and one is to quite the opposite, to reject something, to accept it, to say not that. So accept and accept is what I was looking for here. Number 2, exactly. Number 2, a lot and a lot. These are mixed up all the time. Sometimes even the second one's spelled with only one letter. One means many, and the other one means to distribute, to allot things to people. So there you go, a lot and a lot. And last one, taught and taunt. This one, I gotta say, it's supposed to be the hard one, but it is, upon my research, apparently very, very easily confused, especially in one way. People try to say taught and they say taunt. Oh, it's very I got to pull this really taunt, and this trampoline is very taunt, and people say that all the time. I'm not saying they say it the other way, like he taunted me or he taunted me. So there you have it. Accept, a lot, taught and taunt. Give yourself a point for each, and you got 6 points if you got them all correct. Two games left, and as per a nice request, somebody went at it the other way, which I love. They said, hey, let's do quiz on last. And I was like, all right, let's do that. So we're going to go on with no loitering. No loitering is here. It is your Diploid category of the night. A Diploid is a famous or a common expression or saying or fact that has been reduced to an abbreviation using letters and numbers. For example, here, if I give you the category of games and I said 52 equals C in a D, you would say 52 equals cards in a deck. So that's what we were looking to do in the next 3 boxes. I'll give you a theme and a Diploid, and all you gotta do is, for 1 point, figure out what it means. Numbers. 6 Z in a M. Number 2 in the Diploid category, it's an expression. That was definitely a 0 in that first one. That was not an O, it was a 0, just to be clear. Let's take a look at your next one coming up. Number 3. Category is music. 1 equals the LN. Well, there you have it. That is your Diploid category for tonight. You're welcome. I know, usually I try to keep it to round 2 because I know you guys like them a lot, but this time, just give you the 1-2 bang, deliver it right away. So there you have it. Loitering is here. Let's take a look at your Diploid answers. I don't think it was too hard. Let's see how well you did. First one, zeros in a million. 6 equals Z and an M, zeros in a million. Number 2, we were looking for 0 equals a snowball's chance in hell. That was the example we were looking for there. That was a 0, and I did try to specify that after the fact. An O would have been rounder. And 1 equals the loneliest number that you'll ever be. 2 can be as bad as 1. And there you go. The left nard. Speak for yourself, Neil. You know. Some of us might have 2 on that side. Who knows? Well, that's good. That's it for your Diploids category. Give yourself a point on each of those. And make sure to tally your scores. Show them in the chat. We're heading towards our final game of this half. Then we're going to take a short break, a very short break for you to, just enough time for you to run to the fridge, go outside, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do to relieve yourself during this round. So 2-3 minutes, fellas. That should be good enough. And we'll come back with 10 more categories in this. Of course, somewhere in round 2, I've hidden the shot of the night. I'm leaving it up to you to find out which game has the shot of the night. And at that point, we're going to all just take a little pause, have a little shot together. And like as I said, it's whether it's whiskey, wheatgrass, or water, whatever your shot of choice is, make sure you do join us just for the conviviality and the coming together, the community spirit of it all. Plus, you'll also get to watch me eat a worm. So there you go. Thank you, Sarah. Much appreciated. I do appreciate anyone sending anything through the super chat like that. I appreciate that. You can also e-transfer and PayPal tips if you feel like it. It's not the point, but people ask, and I have to tell you. So there you go. We've got Quiz On coming up. Quiz on what? We're quizzing on birds. Not recommended. Don't do that. But I'm a professional. So let's take a look. 3 questions related to Boyds. I want my Boyd. This large bird has the distinction of having the largest eyes of all land animals. Number 2, what is the name of Harry Potter's owl? That's right, in Quiz On, we try to approach a topic from all sorts of angles. And there you have it. And finally, number 3, what is the word for the branch of zoology that deals with the study of birds? Too soon. Too soon. That's right, Andrew. That owl is definitely a female, which I learned in a very calm and relaxed way. People came up to me and told me very gently how much they knew that Harry Potter's owl is a female, by the way. Just FYI, don't make that mistake. Just letting you know. Professionally, personally, yes. It all goes back to a Harry Potter trivia we did. Anyway, quiz on birds. We're looking for the birds. These questions about birds. Let's take a look at your 3 answers coming up. An ostrich. Yes, I don't think that was a doubt, but you could have said, well, maybe it's an emu. An emu is not the same as an ostrich, even though they're very similar. The ostrich actually has the largest eyes, and not just of any bird, but any land animal. That's crazy. But I ain't got nothing on the whale, though. I don't know the size of a whale's eye. I figure it's as big as my head. if it's lucky. Hedwig. Harry Potter's very female owl. There you go. And last but not least, ornithology. Ornithology is the study of birds. Ostrich, Hedwig, ornithology. Give yourself a point for each of those. And let's tally up those scores because that is it. That is the end of this half. Don't go away. That's not it like the end of the game. I got a whole other 10 ready to go for you because I'm like that. That's what I do. I'm like that. I know. Give me your scores and make sure you do share in the chat. You can give us your score for this round. You can give us your cumulative of the half to let us know how well you did on that as well. Don't forget, we're taking a short break right now. We're coming back after this with more trivia, of course. We have got round 2. We've got the shot of the night happening. I'm eating some sort of disgusting worm, and that all depends on if you can find the shot of the night fast, then I'll do it early. If not, it's going to be the last thing we do tonight. Who knows? And what else do we have? You know what? That's it for now. Go have a break. Go. Ooh, baby. All right, so for those of you plotting right now, I see the messages. Jonathan, I see what you're up to. There's no way you could have plotted the placement because I've only done it twice, I think, or maybe once. I've only hidden it once, I think. So it's still. And then there's like maybe there's a category, maybe there's a hint in the name of the category, telling you where the shot is. Maybe. Last time, the shot was hidden behind a category called Stay Limber. See, I kind of did it on... That was like, you stay limber, you do a shot, you know? But who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'd rather get it over with. But then, of course, people are like, do you have a bucket? It's like, I don't need a bucket. I don't think that's going to happen. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on Seriously Trivia. One of my favorite games. I love to see that we have so many people playing along. Please do come back, of course, and play it every Friday at 8. And I can't wait to see you guys live again in person so we can do this, with for like almost like face to face. You know what I mean? So I know when my jokes tank or when, of course, they hit, because, that's how it goes. All right, well, we got, what time is it? 9 o'clock almost. It's almost time. I've changed up. I'm all out of Walkerville. I'm sorry. They're not a sponsor, so it's fine. I'm drinking, this is one of my, I love this beer. It's the Bayside Honey cream ale. I don't know what it is about this beer. I just absolutely love it. All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Francois. I'm slightly toasty and ready to be your host for the next little bit. What do we have here in the chat? There's some stuff having. Mr. Mike wants number 5. He thinks it's in number 5 for sure. We're definitely going to put number 5 down on the board as the first one. And for God's sake, if it is number 5, I don't even remember. I honestly, I have an idea of the category. I just don't know if it's number 5. So we'll have to see what happens. He's just saying that because of the Mack Flash 5. New show coming soon, Mack Flash 5. You know how this works, but I'm going to go over it very quick. Every team should have a whiteboard or a notepad to keep track of their answers. Perhaps even an optional scorecard to keep track of your scores. We're going to go through the categories as you shout them out. I'm going to write them down on my little whiteboard over here, and I'm going to try to do them in the order you say. It keeps it random, keeps it fun, and keeps that element of choice actually happening. In each category, there will be 3 questions, or maybe even 5 for the picture rounds. You're going to want to write down your questions, your answers on your board or paper, and you're going to have only 20 seconds per question. So be discreet. Answer time comes up immediately after, where I will reveal the answers. You will correct your own board or sheet. Tally your score by yourself. Keep track of it on your board or on your scoreboard, and make sure you do share your score. I was gonna say score your share, like I live on the. I don't know what's going on here. Share your score in the chat. There you have it. All right, that's how it works. I got 10 categories. Yada yada yada. Gonna play some stuff. Gonna drink some beer. I would do this forever. All right, let's keep going. 10 categories coming up. Ooh, even thirstier. You know why? Because this beer's cold. It goes like this. The Former and the Latter. I love this game. Brad Libs, Julia Roberts edition. Oh, all those of you who are waiting for Brad Libs to come back, I wrote you a brand new one. There you go. I made a Julia Roberts edition of it. We got Rebus McIntyre. We got Zeds Dead, baby. We got Surrounded by A-Holes. Sorry, I just love that category. Quiz on, Hot Docs, Songs in the Key of, Disney Enquirer, and Animal Magnetism. Those are your 10 categories. Let me have it. All right. First of all, 5. Mack Flash 5. Number 5 coming up first. A-Holes. All right. There you go. After that, what do we got here? You want it early. I want it early too. All right, Biff Tannen, this is how we're going to play. We're going to pick a category, and then I'm going to go through it. You're going to write down your answers at home. Then I'm going to give you the right answers. Then you're going to share your score in the chat. That's how it works. Toasty hosty indeed. You want 3 just because it's not 5? That's Rebus McIntyre right there. And I'm going to take a third one down here. Pubs, eat the worm. That'd be so great. And then that's it. All right, let's take a look. Oh, Brad Libs next. Okay, we're going to go with Brad Libs next. It starts with A-Holes, as many things do. Not the shot question of the night. Sorry, guys. That is not it. This is not it. I know. Surrounded by A-Holes, the answers to these questions about holes all start with an A. Stop guessing. Stop guessing. I don't think any of them is that answer, but who knows? Who knows? Let's take a look at your first one. On what continent is the largest asteroid crater in the world? Looking for the continent. And remember, it starts with an A. Number 2 in Surrounded by A-Holes. Wouldn't it be cheaper to teach astronauts to drill than teaching drillers to go to space? Name the movie I'm referring to. And finally, it's an A word which accompanies yeast, which causes the small holes in your bread. All right, there you have it. That was surrounded by A-holes. Questions having to do with holes, all starting with the letter A. So many answers that you could have had, and yet I did not go there. You know why? It's episode 5. I'm not that comfortable with you at this point. I know. We're going to have to wait just a little bit. Well, let's take a look at your answers for this. Mine went like this. Africa is the continent with the largest crater. The second largest asteroid crater is in Ontario, Canada. There you go. Fun fact. But Africa is what we're looking for number 1. Number 2, the movie I was talking about was Armageddon. Wouldn't it be easier to just teach astronauts to drill than to teach drillers how to be an astronaut? Correct? Is it not? Yeah, right? Not a great movie, though. Not an interesting movie. And number 3, active yeast is what we were looking for. The active yeast is what you use when making bread. Give yourself a point for each of those, and I'll see you back at the front. I'm keeping track of your choices through the chat right now. And I've got pretty much all of the flow of the night pretty much written down. And I don't think so far... If I look around in the chat, I went down the whole thing, and yeah, no one's picked the shot question yet. I remember where it is now. I'm pretty sure I remember where it is, and no one's picked it. So it looks like it's gonna be late. I don't want it to be late. Let's say that if it's not there by halfway through, we do the shot. How about that? Let's not. I don't want to keep it till last. We're gonna have to change the rules on that one for sure. All right, moving on. Rebus puzzles. We got Rebus McIntyre coming up next. Hey, didn't we just do one of these? Surrounded by a-holes. I said, go away. There you go. Thanks for listening to me. Rebus McIntyre, we're back. And it goes like this. Oh, what's that? Well, Rebus puzzles are common expressions or sayings that are visually represented. For example, here we've got the word good inside the word tensions, therefore good intentions. I bet you can guess what's coming up based on my poor design. And if not, well then good for me. Let's take a look at your first one right now, starting with this one. What does that say? Number 2 in your Rebus puzzles. What does this say? And finally, number 3. It's a hard one. All right, so we've been having some internet issues. We had internet issues. I know some of you are having some internet issues. I'm going to do this. I'm going to just chat and say nothing for a while. And feel free to basically just hit that button until your cursor reaches the end of your screen, and you'll be caught up closer to on time. So if you're suffering some long delays, you can always fast forward. You can't rewind during the live, but if you can catch up as far as you can. I know, you might miss something. One of my witticisms, if you will. That's the price to pay. That's the price to pay. All right, let's get going with your answers to these Rebus puzzles. These lines were not supposed to be there the whole time, but there they were, giving you a bit of a hint as to where we were going, because you do know when you see a line, it usually means the word on, and that's what we had here. Play on words. It was play on words. All right. In number 2, we had this one that you'll totally agree with me on. That is insane. That was inside the word sane. That is insane. And the last one, super, you're going to yell at me, and I'm going to hear you all the way through the internet and into my studio. It's to infinity and beyond. It was to infinity and beyond. I know, I can hear you. Oh, ow. Ooh, the chat's about to blow up. Boom, bang, bang, boom, blow. Give yourself a point for each of those, and tell me what you got in the chat. I can't believe you guys haven't guessed the shot question yet. I know. We're going to head into Brad Libs very soon, but first I got to tell you about a little friend of mine called Grass's Landscaping. Grass's Landscaping specializes in landscape design and build for any size job. They also do property maintenance and spring and fall cleanups. Remember, if it's not grass, just say pass. Check out the ad on the screen, and their phone number is on there to get a hold of them. You know what I'm going to do? After Brad Libs, I'm going to erase the board, and you guys pick new categories. That's what it is. And I'm erasing it right now. It's all gone. It's all gone because I need you guys to pick the shot question of the night. So there you go. We're going into Brad Libs. If you've never played this game before, pay attention. This game is specific. It started off as a game called Brad Libs, where you had to take a Brad Pitt movie, deconstruct it, and use every word to fill in the blanks in the sentence so that it makes sense. For example, using a Brad Pitt movie here, soldiers go to blank with blank guns. Hopefully not with blank guns. War machine, soldiers go to war with machine guns. That's how that works. Now, this is Brad Libs' Julia Roberts edition, where I want you to take a Julia Roberts movie, deconstruct it word for word, use those words in order in the sentence to fill in the blanks, and just let me know what it is. If you're ready, let's take a look. It's Brad Libs' Julia Roberts edition. In this era, people are blank happy that Captain Marvel is a blank. Fill those two blanks with a deconstructed Julia Roberts movie. Number 2, deconstruct a Julia Roberts movie and fill in the blanks with the words, Sue loved water birds, so she was sad her encounter with the blank was so blank. And finally, Mario and Michelle made it to the Louvre and saw the blank blank, which really made them blank. Thanks for that comment, Andrew. Bread Lives are super fun. They're one of my favorites. It's very hard to make because you got to think of very iconic movies that people are going to remember for that actor and then fit it in to a sentence. But that's the satisfying part of making these quizzes. Like, to me, this is the giddy part, is making this game and having you guys enjoy it. So let's take a look. We're looking for 3 Julia Roberts movies that, when broken down, fit within the blanks of those sentences. If you're ready, it goes like this. Pretty Woman. People in this era, people are pretty happy Captain Marvel is a woman. There you go, Pretty Woman. Number 2, Sue loves water birds, so she was sad that her encounter with the pelican was so brief. The Pelican Brief. There you have it. And in number 3, we were looking at this one. Mario and Michel made it to the Louvre, and they saw the Mona Lisa, which made them smile. And thank you to Mario and Michel for sponsoring tonight's Shot of the Night. Coming up very soon, I'm sure of it. I've reset the board and taken down your new suggestions, and I can tell you, now it's way closer. Give yourself a point for each of these Julia Roberts movies you got correct, and let me know what you got in those. Sorry, Neil, I just caught Neil's comment that says, "Thank you, that was informative. I thought Julia Roberts was in only one movie." So you got answer number 1 right, that's for sure. Moving down the line, you guys have set some new choices in your in the chat to find out which one is the shot of the night. The next one in line after I erased, I said Zeds Dead was the first one. And let's take a look to see if you were able to guess, because you had to eliminate, of course, the ones that were close. And we got Zeds Dead coming up next. I had to make it happen. Somebody did pick it, though. Somebody did pick it, and this is it. This is the time. It's Francois versus the Worm. Again, thank you to Mario for sponsoring this segment of our show. This is the time where the shot of the night, where normally all of us have a shot ready to go, and we're going to do this shot together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But tonight, as a special treat, whoa. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, we're good. Hey, everybody, we're fun times. Yeah, okay. All right, so as I was saying, we have all sorts of fun stuff happening right now. And what I was trying to do was, see, folks, this is why you don't go secondhand. You know what I mean? That's why you don't go secondhand. But it's all the excitement in one. That's right. That's what's going on. So I have this. Always a fun time at Mack Flash Trivia. Hey, guys, you can't pay for this kind of entertainment. You can't. I mean, you can, and I accept tips through PayPal and e-transfer. Clearly, I'm going to need some money to fix my chair, which apparently just snapped into a million pieces. I was just trying to get up. So, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm great. Don't worry about me. The chair, not in good shape. Not in good shape. That's what happens when you use subpar screws to put together a chair. That's right. My fault. The whole story is this. We do a shot. And I'm kind of thrown off now. And it's a round 3, question 3. I have this bottle of mezcal that I've been drinking since we started doing this trivia, maybe a month and a half ago. And so there was a worm at the bottom. The worm is now right here. Whoa. In this shot glass. And this is the rest of the mezcal. This is my actual shot for tonight. It's there's a lot left in this bottle. So it's a double shot right here. And in here, the worm. Ah, look at that. It does look like a maggot. Tarek, you were saying before that it looked like a maggot. It does look like a maggot. So the question is, this is it. We're eating the worm. We're eating the worm. I'm going to do one thing here. Give me a second. This is terrible. This is terrible fun right here. That's a little better, friend. Least entertaining Mack Flash trivia show? I differ. Here it is. This is what I toyed with it. How am I gonna do this? I'm like, I got cotton mouth right now. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? Am I gonna? Of course I'm gonna chew it. People are like, are you gonna chew it? Just shoot it down. I'm like, if I was watching a guy who for a week was pumping up the fact that he was gonna eat a worm and then he just shot it down like a pill, I would be so disappointed. So, a little bit of mezcal. I'm keeping this shot for later. So, ready? Are you guys ready? There it is. Oh, it's gross. It's like a, it's like a long grape. It's like a long grape that tastes like mezcal. It's like, All right, everybody. Cheers to you guys, to your health, and to the health of this worm. I'll tell you about it after. Wow. Holy crap. Oh, it was like eating a long grape filled with mezcal, like filled with tequila. Like as soon as I chewed on it, it popped and all the juice popped out, but all the juice tasted like mezcal. Oh gosh. Well, there you have it. I'm glad you guys enjoy that. Tune in 2 hours on Facebook to see if I'm like tripping balls. I'll go Instagram live if I am. I don't think I will be. All right, let's keep moving. Excuse me, I had to mute there for a second. Moving right along. Welcome back to the game, everybody. That's some fun stuff right there. I can't wait to see. Oh my gosh. All right. Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. The answers to these questions all start with... Sorry, there's a chunk of worm in my tooth. I'll start with the letter Z. Or Z, depending on where you're from. It turns out we may have a lot of viewers from the United States. Hello, and thank you for watching. So this one's for you. Z is dead. All right. Expression of shock and surprise, popularized by Shaggy. Someone asked me if it was the first time, if I've done this before, if this is my first time. That was my first worm ever. I've never had it, and there it is. Number 2, genericized or common brand name for ice resurfacing machine. And finally, number 3, in the category of Zed's dead, baby. High-waisted, wide-legged, tight-cuffed, pegged trousers, and a long coat with wide lapels. Sorry, I'm trying to imagine. I'm trying to imagine what it looked like when my chair snapped. I'm sure I wasn't looking at the screen, and I can't wait to go back and look at it again. I'm assuming it looked hilarious. I'm like stuck in that mode where I can see myself just like, whoo, and I can't imagine how funny that must have been to you guys. I'm tearing up right now. It's so funny. Okay, Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. 3 answers starting with the letter Z. Woo, my gosh. Zoinks! What I should have said when I fell off my chair. Number 2. Zamboni. That's right. Zamboni is actually a brand name for the ice resurfacing machine, but it is the accepted name now. It's what everybody calls it. That's what a genericized name or genericized trademark means. Like I Xeroxed that machine, or give me a Kleenex. You know what I mean? So the Zamboni is not the name of the machine, but of the brand. And at number 3, the Zoot Suit. That's right. Zoot Suit is the description that was given, and give yourself a point for each of those Z words or Z words, depending on what you got. Oh yeah, if you guys filmed any of this stuff, if you guys got any of it and you filmed it or whatever, on like post it to Instagram, post that stuff, like show me. I want to see it. I just hope someone was filming that. That was so great. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, that's what I'm here for. I was born to be an entertainer. It's what I always wanted to do. I said this when I started. What kid didn't grow up and didn't want to have a television show or be on TV or be like, I've got my own show, and I do now. And I owe it all to you guys, because without viewers, you don't have a show. So thank you very much for that, and thanks for putting up with all my weird stuff. Now the worm's gone. What are we gonna do now, right? Play trivia? All right, let's take a look at your next category. We had Zeds Dead in here, and next up it's Disney. I got Disney, I got animal magnetism, and hot dogs lined up. Let me know what you want after that. So let's go on with Disney Enquirer. What could that be? The Enquirer, they like their sensationalistic headlines. This is what it is. I took, we took some Disney movies and twisted them to have a more sensationalistic, that's very hard to say. Why did I even type that? Sensationalistic headline. Make sure you find out the correct movie I am referring to for each of these headlines. Number 1. Flying man-child kidnaps children, feeds ship captain to hungry crocodile. Sensational and sensationalistic are not the same in my vocabulary. Sensationalistic is what a journalist does to a headline to make it more eye-grabbing. Sensational is something that is truly impressive. I don't know, that's up to me, but maybe you're right. You're probably right. Cross-dressing soldier summons ancient guardian, kills hundreds in massive avalanche. And finally, in number 3, Disney Enquirer. Aided by mischievous trickster, fake prince stages coup, seduces princess. I just looked down and saw some of your suggestions for these upcoming challenges that you'd like me to do. I have June bugs in here, a scorpion. You can actually have a scorpion mezcal where you have to eat the scorpion at the end as well. That would be interesting. I did have the thought of starting a channel where I explore different foods that people are sort of afraid of or leery about. I do enjoy eating some good beef heart skewers, but I was thinking of checking out a good recipe for liver and onions, maybe trying out some beef tongue as well. So hey, maybe I'll include all of that in my new ideas. Let's take a look at Disney Enquirer, though. We were looking for 3 answers. The first one was from Peter Pan. Feeds captain to the croc, which should have been your indicator right there. Number 2, Mulan. Summons the ancient guardian and kills hundreds in an avalanche. And Aladdin ousts the Grand Vizier, stages a coup and takes over. That's right. Peter Pan, Mulan, Aladdin. Give yourself a point for each of those, and we'll see you back at the front. I should probably tell you a little bit more about some of our sponsors, including Heimat's Beer Garden, offering a traditional taste of Bavaria with authentic food like schnitzel, fresh baked pretzels, and the #1 selling wheat beer in the world, Polliner, imported from Munich, Germany. Normally, you can enjoy the relaxing atmosphere on their patio, but right now, they are currently offering a special takeout menu. Check out foodbooking.com. Get that app so that you can order their food. And thank you to the Heimat Beer Garden for all of your help tonight. Very much appreciated, as always. Everyone is sharing their scores and their ideas for food that I should try. Kyle has a great idea. He's like, hide a bong toke next week. Just full on, just like, hey everybody, yeah, shot of the week. We got bong hit of the week. I'm behind that. I'm behind that. Why is it always got to be about booze, right? We should totally have the toke of the game. That's called, yeah. Hey Kyle, it's called the break. That's what we do during the break. You know what I mean? That's when I say we go outside. You know what I mean? So I give you 2 minutes. You got to hit that 1-y. All right, we got animals coming up next, followed by the docs, animals, docs. Then we got former ladder quiz on songs in the key of coming up after that. You know what? One thing at a time. Let's keep moving with animal magnetism. It is your picture category of the night. 5 pictures coming at you right now. Name these people who have animal sounding names. I'm saying sounding because some of them might be spelled slightly different, but they do. That's not sound. This is think. This is sound. There it is. I'm gonna get that right. Words kicking in. Name these 5 people who have animal sounding names, starting with number 1. Number 2. There you have it. That is animal magnetism. 5 pictures of people whose names sound like animals. They might be spelled exactly the same, maybe not, but at this point, they all should have animalistic names, if you will. Let's take a look at your answers and compare them to mine. 5 of them coming up on the board, and the first person we had up there was Jay-Z, as in Blue Jay, type of bird. Are there other Jays? I should really look that up. As a trivia guy, I should be aware of the fact that there are more Jays than the Blue Jay, or are there only Blue Jays? We got Raven Simone or Simone. I don't know anymore. I thought I saw it A at one point and then Simone. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. That's so Raven. We get Newt Gingrich. Newt. There you go. That's your animal right there. We got ourselves Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls in number 4. And last one, straight up Flea, of course. Very most commonly known for his role as Marty McFly's boss in Back to the Future 2. So there you go. That's Flea. Let's keep moving right along. I've got giving you your scores in the chat out of 5. Let me know what you got there. And then we got a few categories left to go before the end of the game. Sad face. Yeah, Horace McMillan is a completely different person. Yes, definitely not Bear Grylls. They look alike, though. They do look alike a lot. Hey guys, I got myself. I wrote down docs here on my board. We still have Former and Ladder, Quiz On, and Songs, and I'm trying to figure out which we're gonna do after that. So let's scroll up, scroll down, scroll up. Yeah, no, nothing there. Nothing going on here. All right, well, let's do this with docs, hot docs coming up next, and we need 3 more categories for your next one. I keep forgetting I'm slightly ahead of you in the chat, and right now you're catching up to me shaking my marker. When you see me shaking my marker and say this, say shaking your marker in the chat, and then I'll know how late you guys are in the chat, and I can adjust. All right, hot docs coming up. These are all questions about documentaries. It's great and all to be always talking about pop culture and movies, but sometimes you got to get smart. You guys watch The Last Dance, by the way? I talk about it a lot, I know. You know why? I was very excited to watch the show because I never followed the whole thing. I didn't know what games they won, what finals they won, I didn't even know how the games ended. So literally every moment was a cliffhanger. I actually would watch and go, I don't know, maybe there was a weird upset and they lost this series. And my buddy was like, listen, if MJ was in it, they won the series, okay? But I didn't know this. Fun documentaries, always great. Let's take a look at these 3 questions about documentaries right here. What director is famous for his documentaries about globalization and capitalism, including Fahrenheit 9/11? Number 2 in hot docs. Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond is a Netflix doc about circumstances surrounding the production of what movie? And finally, number 3. What series of stunt movies included members Bam, Chris, Dave, Jason, and more? Well, here we are at the end of Hot Docs, and I just looked down at the clock, and this whole saga is taking a little longer than usual, but thank you for sticking around. We've got a few categories left. We're in no rush. What are we doing? Where are we going? Right? Exactly. Oh, I think that worm is starting to do a little number on me there. Well, we'll have to see. That could be just the booze and the drugs. Let's take a look at your answers. Michael Moore, big on the capitalism and globalization scene, Fahrenheit 9/11, Roger and Me, and as well as all the other famous movies such as Bowling for Columbine and even his series, which I'm blanking on right now, but I do recommend, if you're a fan of Michael Moore, check them out. We got Man on the Moon, also a very good documentary, just very showcasing the genius that is Jim Carrey in that one right there. And number 3, again, Jackass. What a great series. Mindless, yes. Stupid, sure. But when it's stupid and it's being transparently stupid, like they know, they're saying, look, we're gonna just be stupid idiots. You watched it. That's kind of the point. It's saying, we told you what this was gonna be. You watched it. So who's the real idiot now? Great series of movies. Nothing will ever beat Jackass 3D, and I can't wait for number 4 coming out this year. Well, probably next year by now. Give yourself a point for each, and let's see you back at the front with more. I got Former in the Ladder coming up next. Let me take a second to tell you about our main sponsor tonight, Littlefoot Foods. They are the principal sponsor of the Mack Flash Trivia Live, and we do appreciate all of the support they have given us and will be giving us in the future. You can get this t-shirt right off their website at littlefootfoods.ca. Physical distancing, and 2/3 of the profits of this shirt, the sales of the shirt, are going to charity as well. So you'll be doing the whole world a favor and getting yourself a cool shirt like mine. Not as cool as this one. Sorry, Littlefoot Foods. This shirt right here, that's the one I just flashed you guys. So thank you to them. They are reopened for curbside pickup right now. You have a limited sort of delivery as well through Uber Eats. So make sure you do check out Littlefoot Foods. If you're not in Windsor, you can pick them up in some select grocery stores. So thank you very much to our main sponsor tonight. They make it possible for us to bring you this trivia. Former and the Ladder comes up next. So we're going to keep going with that at this point. Bing, bang, boom. The Former and the Ladder is your next game. I'm sorry, I was trying to figure out something that was going on in the chat there, and I can't quite figure it out. In the Former and the Ladder, I'm going to give you 3 hints per box, the answers to which are 1 letter off from the next. For example, here we've got a protective building, which is a fort, a stinky gas, which is a fart, and at the grocery store, you would find a cart. So in the next 3 boxes, I want you to do the same for each group of hints. Find 3 answers that are off by 1 letter each. If you're ready, it goes like this. 4-letter word is what we're looking for. First one being groupings. Second one, assembles fabric. And the third, toothy cutting tools. That was a short amount of time. I'm gonna babble on here for a couple of seconds while you figure it out. And here comes your number 2. It's a 5-letter word. The first one meaning sand, soda, and lime. Second one is a euphemism for pot. And the third means lacking refinement. And finally, number 3, Informer and the Ladder. It's a 4-letter word. First one, ribbon for recording or fastening. Superhero accessory. A specific type of container. Well, there you have it. That is the Former and the Ladder. 9 possible points going to your team for this round. If you got all the words correct, I'm just wasting time so that you can finalize those answers you did not get. All right, that's enough. That's enough time. What is it about shaking my marker? I like shaking my marker. What is it? Am I shaking it at you? Is that what it is? I'm a fidgeter. What can I say? Former and the latter, we're looking for 3 answers per box that are off by 1 letter each. Let's take a look at your first one. A grouping sets, groupings or sets, assembles fabric, sews, and toothy wood cutting tools, saws, or toothy cutting tools are saws. There you have it. As I always say, you're maybe not better off starting from the top. Sometimes start from the bottom or the middle. Pick the one that's obvious and work from there. And the second one, we had glass for sand, soda, and silica, or whatever it is that I said. We had grass coming in at number 2 for euphemism for pot, and crass, lacking sort of class, if you will. Oh, lacking class, you're crass. That's it. And last one, we had a fastener, which is a tape, superhero accessory, which was a cape, and a specific container, a case. Give yourself a point for each. This round is worth 9 points for you. Lucky you. Aren't you just the luckiest right now? 9 points? Come on now. It's free. We got a quiz on, and you know what? Yes, Cage. Yes. You know what? I'm going to come on camera to say this one. I will give you Cage because it's come up before. It's a specific container. It contains animals, prisoners, whatnot. So I'll give you Cage instead of case for that last question. If you got Cage, give yourself a point as well. There you go. Great scores all around. Some not so good. Hey, not every game is made for everyone, and that's the way you got to look at it at Seriously Trivia. The name is ironic. It is not serious at all. I wrote down shaking because I didn't know what you guys were saying. Apparently, I was shaking my marker a lot. We got songs in the key of, followed by quiz on as your last game tonight. So that's how we're going to do it. But songs in the key of siblings, slightly different for each group of songs. I want you to tell me the band which contains siblings. There's a lot of bands out there that have brothers and sisters, maybe even extended families, more brothers and sisters. For each group of songs here, they all represent a band that do have siblings. So make sure you do pick the right one. Let's take a look at number 1. Which band has songs called The Little Things, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and The Anthem? Number 2, She Talks to Angels, Jealous Again, and Twice as Hard. And finally, number 3 in songs in the key of, we got Hold On, Release Me, You're in Love. What band containing siblings released these 3 songs? Well, there you have it. Tough category. This music is not making it any easier right now. I feel better already. Let's take a look at your answers for songs in the key of siblings. We were looking for 3 bands that have siblings in the band, and I gave you 3 songs by that band. You had to tell me what band it was, and the first one was Good Charlotte. This is the anthem. Put all your hands up, all of them, all of your hands up. It just sounds ridiculous to me as a lyric. I'm sorry. But Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, I'll give you that. That's a good song. It's a good song. I like that pop punk. What can I say? I'm a bit immature. Number 2, we have the Black Crowes. The Black Crowes, what I call the immortal band. I feel like that band has been around for way too long and has not aged. But of course, I don't really Google pictures of them. And number 3, we have Wilson Phillips. Hold on to one more day. This is why I'm not in Wilson Phillips. All right, everybody, give yourself a point for each of these bands you got correct. And let's get back to the front for our final category. Tough All Night. Tough All Night. Well, I take that to heart, and I will make sure to bring you more accessible trivia. I brought you some Brad Libs. You got some Brad Libs, you got some Diploids. Sometimes trivia, it's a living, breathing thing. Sometimes it plays with you, sometimes it plays against you. But you know what? It always changes, which is great because we're always doing trivia. I'm here 3 nights a week, Mondays at 7, Wednesdays at 7, and Fridays at 8. Plus, you can catch all of the quickies written by the amazing Mack Flash writing team. How about some props for them in the chat for taking care of y'all? I just wanted y'all. I just said y'all. We had Degrassi on Tuesday. We had High School Musical. We had High School Musical last night on Thursday. Tomorrow, Archie. Archie Comics, Riverdale, Sabrina. That's all coming at you tomorrow morning. And we got Marvel tomorrow night. And then on Sunday, Sports and Sports. And then John Hughes. So, boom. That's just 2 days. Can you imagine? I know. So make sure you do hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe mostly, because we got a lot of trivia to bring you. And I want to keep doing this. I hope that after this whole COVID thing and whatnot, we're going to have the live thing to go back to, which is going to be great. And I do hope that we get to keep this little online community club that we've started. So thank you very much for being here from the bottom of my heart. And that's me talking. That's right. Not the worm. That's right. He doesn't have anything on me. What's that? He says we're fine. All right, it's time to quiz on, everybody. We got quiz on small. Quiz on small. Answer these assorted questions about the word small. Let's take a look at what we've got coming on right here. Smallpox was named as such to differentiate it from the Great Pox, a name for what sexually transmitted infection at the time? Number 2, quiz on small. In what mockumentary movie would you find bass player Derek Smalls as played by Harry Shearer? And finally, quiz on small, your last question of the game and of the night. Unfortunately, Boo earns. What is the proper L word for what is sometimes referred to as the small of the back? There you have it. That's your quiz on small. Seriously, trivia changes every week. It is different with some recurring categories that you love and then different topics. But the topics are quick and small and fast to keep the game moving. I do hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and I think you did. Let's take a look at your answers for this one. Make sure you come back, of course, next Friday. But check out, of course, Monday and Wednesdays at 7 for a different type of trivia altogether. All right, quiz on small. The first one we were looking for is syphilis. Syphilis is the great pox, whereas the smallpox, it doesn't have the same stigma. You know what I mean? Number 2, This is Spinal Tap. If you just wrote down Spinal Tap, that's fine, and that's what we're looking for. One of the greatest mockumentaries and possibly one of the best Christopher Guest movies. That one and Best in Show, I think, are like top 2 for everybody. I have a special place in my heart for A Mighty Wind. Especially love that one. And we have lumbar coming in for the small of the back right here. The place you put your hand when you think your back hurts. And there you have it. Syphilis. This is Spinal Tap. Lumbar. It's a good thing this show's almost done because I'm having a hard time speaking at this point. Well, again, thank you very much to all of our sponsors for tonight for helping us out. Thank you to all the players, especially for playing along. I do hope you enjoyed tonight's game. It's seriously trivia on YouTube. I'll be back next Friday at 8 o'clock, but do tune in to all of our other live shows. I know a lot of you already do, but I'm saying this for the benefit of all those of you who might have just poured in during this game and thought, hey, I'm going to check out what this guy's doing. Well, he's just doing some trivia, man. I just love being in front of a crowd, and I have to do, this is what I have to do to maintain it. Like a shark has to keep moving to stay alive, I got to keep performing to stay happy. So this is what I do. Make sure you do keep me coming back for your entertainment. My name is Francois. I have been your host. I don't know what else to say. Put your scores in the chat. I'll join you in a bit, and we'll see you guys next time on Mack Flash Trivia. Bye-bye. The total is out of 83. If you want to post your total score, thank you to everybody sharing in the chats. Thank you to everybody thanking me. You're very welcome. 30 million points to Michelle. You win the night. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody for joining us, and you're very welcome. We'll see you guys next time on Mack Flash Trivia. If you're still here, please make sure to hit that like button on your way out. It's nice and simple. When you minimize, hit the like button. If you're on your TV, just scroll down a little bit past the progress bar. You should find the like option. That would do us a huge favor. And of course, while you're there, you're already scrolling around. Hit the subscribe button. Hit it. Do it.